Welcome to On the Move, a brand new business record effort that aims to help connect you to brand new leaders in the community as they work to help plug in and get this community up to speed. I'm your host, Chris Conetzkey, President Group Publisher of the Business Record, and we have a fantastic new leader to introduce to you today. With us, we have Raj Agnihotri, who was just recently named the new Raisbeck Endowed Dean of the Debbie and Jerry Ivy College of Business at Iowa State University. Raj grew up in India, went to grad school at Oklahoma City University, where he fell in love with American higher education. He then got his PhD in marketing with a focus on sales management at Kent State after he completed his MBA from Oklahoma City University. He was a professor at multiple institutions across the country before settling at Iowa State, where he's been for the past 6 years before being named dean in July. In addition, he has published over 80 articles in scholarly journals and has held several sales and marketing positions with startup ventures and major corporations. We're excited to have you here today and to introduce you to the community. So first question for you, as you take on this new role, what are you most excited about?
First of all, thank you, Chris. Thank you very much for this opportunity, and I'm looking forward to this conversation. What makes me exciting? There are a lot of things, but I know we don't have all the day long. So a few things I definitely want to mention. What we have done so far in Ivy College of Business, financially we are very well placed. We are growing 5,000 plus on a positive trajectory. Kudos to my predecessor, Dean David Spalding, now Vice President for Economic Development at Iowa State. So we have a very good launching pad, if I may, right? So not every higher education institution out there can claim that they have such a solid financial foundation as well as students' growth.
And I imagine in this landscape, that's important right
You
now.
got it. That's what I'm trying to emphasize that. So that makes me excited that we don't have to start from tightening our belt. We have room to grow. Definitely, we have resources to innovate, continue to innovate. Internally and externally, and create more opportunities for economy, for the state of Iowa, for our corporate partners, and we are on the right path. So that really makes me excited about the future.
So you're going to get to bring your own brand and style to leading the college. Tell me, what do you think you can bring uniquely to the college to help continue to position it for the future?
One thing that I really have always believed in, it has worked for me and whichever institution I was part of. And that is, I have always focused on students and student-centric leadership. And what it means is you work to make them job ready. You make them a better product. You make them who is willing to handle the pressure. We are part of College of Business. We are part of business community. We are creating products for these corporations. So I have always remained focused on that. And that is my niche, bringing that competitiveness in classroom, injecting competitions, bringing executives and corporate leaders in a classroom setting, providing opportunity to our students, so that they're job ready.
I like the word pressure that you put into that equation of saying you're a student here, you're part of the equation, you're part of the business community, so we're going to treat you like that. That's really interesting.
That always have worked, and I know this is a long conversation. Is it nurturing or developing? I've always believed in, I think our younger generation is ready to take on pressure if you provide the path.
What would you say maybe one of your top priorities is in the new role?
I think one of the top priorities would be, as I said, to not mess things up, right? So really great spot we are. So definitely not do that. But a couple of priorities actually. How do we make ourselves ready for technological transformation that we all are facing? We cannot avoid that, right? AI is here. The way students are learning, the way students are doing their work, the way faculty members are doing research, everything is on the stake, right? Mm-hmm. So be ready for artificial intelligence tsunami. And another thing, how the demographics are changing. We cannot continue to grow. We have seen in 2026, 2027, that's our prediction that enrollment cliff is going to hit us. So how we be ready for that? So I think these are the things that we need to be thinking about as we speak.
10 years ago, there was an economist that came to town and talked a little bit about that. And I don't think anybody had quite the awareness of just peer demographics as a country, what that looks like. And that has a huge impact on the college scene.
Absolutely. I think that is true.
Collaborating with the business community has been a key part of it. It was part of what you just talked about. What are maybe some ways that you see yourself and the college continuing to, but perhaps maybe new opportunities to collaborate with the business community? Yeah,
absolutely. There is always room for improvement. I mean, that's what I believed in. What we achieved last year got us here, right? But it's not going to stay forever. So we are doing great things. However, there is room for improvement, and those areas I would think so. We need to continue to inject innovation. When President Winterstein talks about innovate at Iowa State, that doesn't mean that innovate that is external oriented, right? Mm-hmm. We can do, and we have room for some innovations within our campus. How we teach classes, right? How we build curriculum. How we streamline resources. So innovation at home would equip us to do innovations beyond home. So definitely there will be focus on that. Another thing that I've been listening from our colleagues within Ivy College of Business is we can inject and more work into creating experiential learning opportunities for our students. Global engagement is another area that I see some room for improvement, and also creating opportunities for students not just outside the state of Iowa, but within the state of Iowa. I think companies would love that. Corporations who are based here in the great state of Iowa would appreciate that. So I think we need to continue to tell our students that there are a lot of opportunities right here at home that they can avail on.
Well, let's shift a little bit more about you. When you're thinking about how you operate, what do you think the business community should know about how you like to operate, you personally?
Accountability comes first thing. I carried the bag early on. I started as a sales engineer, and that is in my business DNA. That's how I think. Accountability. I have always believed in outcomes and results through ethical and professional behaviors. Behaviors matter, but if behaviors are not generating outcome that are valuable for all the parties involved, I think we need to look back and rethink our approach. Adaptability, another thing comes to my mind. If one thing that can explain to me, to my personality, I'm a student. I'm still a student. I'm a learner. And I think for that, I have to be adaptive.
You're not just an academic. You are practicing in the real world and have practiced in the real world. What is maybe something that you've learned from either your advisory roles with startups or perhaps in the corporate world that you think could be applicable in the college landscape?
That's a good question. What I would not say that this is an issue with Ivy or Iowa State. I think we are much better positioned than some of the counterparts. But I do see sometimes a bit of disconnect between what industry wants, where corporations are heading towards, and some of the things that we are preparing our students on. I think here at Ivy, what I loved most was there was an inclination towards bringing corporate leadership to classroom, building boards, advisory boards, that sort of things. However, in general, I see there is more work to be done. I think there could be some disconnect between even going back to my construct of job readiness. How we in academia think about job readiness may be different from what employers are thinking about job readiness, right? And how we can fix it, dialogue. We need to have more dialogues between folks on the main street and classroom setup.
Your research, you've published more than 80 articles, I believe, and cited more than 88,000 times. I almost gave you an extra zero there. Which of your papers do you find most frequently gets cited, and what's that about and why?
So I've always focused my research in a bigger picture, of course, sales management, sales organization performance, but within that, technology. So I would say most of my work has been directly or indirectly associated with. I'm gonna impress you with complex jargon here. Digital mediation of organizational communication. What it is, how technology comes in between how two businesses talk, right? Either it was CRM technology early on, then social media came. We started talking about social media. One of the highly cited paper that was one of the first one to define social media for sales organizations, utility perspective. And that time people were saying, what is LinkedIn? No, this is not going to be B2B sales. This is maybe a hiring thing. But now we all know, right, how LinkedIn has evolved, for example. And then digitalization. I don't want to say that COVID supported my research. It's a sad thing. I don't want to see that happening again. But during COVID time, we some of my work on digital selling, digital mediation came handy for companies and managers. And now everybody is doing AI. So are we. How AI is going to transform how businesses interact with each other and to their customers.
Now, do you have a paper that you wish was getting cited more, you think more people should be reading?
Actually, to be honest with you, there is one conceptual piece we did a couple of years ago that was on artificial intelligence. I think we were hoping more readings on that. So maybe I think folks can definitely get benefit.
Well, good.
On that.
We'll make sure our newsroom finds that one.
Thank you.
I can work that in there. You co-authored a book, ABCs of Relationship Selling Through Service. What's maybe a big lesson somebody would learn from that book?
No matter, and this is coming from someone who has spent entire academic research career on technology. So believe me, I know a thing or two about it. And that's what I want to say on record here. No technology can replace relationships. Every research piece, every model we have tested, we see technology as an enabler of relationship, not a replacement for relationship. So I'm a firm believer of relationship, trust building, but also a firm believer it's a process. I think even in my classroom, when I tell my students, either undergraduate or MBA, or even at a custom education, when I'm talking to executives, it's a process.
All right, we got about a minute left, so this is going to be the quick part at the end where we just learn a little bit more about you, some ways that people connect with you. So in your free time, what are we going to find you doing?
Watching movies.
All right, that leads perfectly to the next question, then favorite movie.
That's a tough one. No, gosh, that's a tough one. Godfather,
okay.
Part 2.
All right,
Part 2.
Don't mess with you is what we're saying. I gotcha. A big business pet peeve.
For me, everything is relationship, in a serious way, in a funny way. People say I am people's person, but it's all about relationships. Yeah, I think that summarizes everything.
And if you got music playing around the house, what do you got on?
I have no control. It's my either fourth grader. Right now they're just listening. I think everybody's listening K-pop, Demon, whatever that movie is, and the songs are. So I have no control actually. I lost that control. So I have one junior and one fourth grader. So I listen whatever they listen.
That's why you're asserting control at the college. Right. That's right. All right. You get one last meal. What would it be?
Apart from Indian food.
What kind of Indian food?
Anything that has medium level of spicy. People see me, they think I can handle spicy. I cannot handle spicy, by the way.
India level, medium in India is very different than medium here. No, I learned
I think Iowa medium is a good one for me. And I walk in and people do ask though, how much is, I said, no, just do 3.
All right, last one for you. Maybe a business book that you've read that you think people would benefit from. Other than your book, of course.
I think 1 to 10 is that one. Another one comes, but it's a little bit at the interface of academia and non-academia, but I still want to say it, constructivist learning. And it's not very popular press kind of book. However, everybody should read it because a corporate leader should also understand how you create the leadership within the organization from a constructivist perspective.
Great. Well, thanks for joining us for On the Move. I'm so grateful to have you and so many other leaders like you in this community. And I've gotten a great chance to get to know you today. I know we're going to get to stick on after this and talk a little bit more, but we know one of the secrets to this community success is the way we connect and build those relationships. You hit that perfectly. I don't know if we could have had a more perfect person on here for the first one of these as well. Relationships really matter. So if you can do us one favor, reach out to Raj, help connecting with them and help connecting with the College of Business. They're doing great work up there, and I'm sure they're going to be looking for ways to help support you and ultimately support the business community. Thanks again for watching. I'm Chris Conetzkey, president of the Business Record. Hope you have a great day.
Go Cyclones.
Go Cyclones.